All right, next on the list are a new feature for this edition of Appling, and one that I was really probably most excited about us coming up with. There was a paper that I read a while back in the Biochemistry and Molecular Biology Education Journal, and it demonstrated that there were these prerequisite skills that were important for really understanding the most challenging concepts in biochemistry. And what these professors at Wabash College in Indiana had done is they had created a series of written one-page type assignments that they gave to students ahead of time, and then they followed up whenever they covered that topic, in class. So, water would be talking about hydrogen bonding and things like that. So when it came to something later on where they needed to remember some of the principles of how water works, they would revisit these ideas with some clicker questions in class. And so what we did was we took those assignments and we turned them into sort of prerequisite skill check tutorials that you could assign to students before they would come to class and learn about one of those topics, just so they would remember it. And then if you want, we also, in our Learning Catalytics clicker question item library, we have those follow-up questions that they used in their class. And what they found was that on a sort of pre-post test, giving them both the assignment ahead of time and following up with the clicker questions led to better learning gains than students that didn't have access to these materials. So we took like I said, we took those materials and we turned them into activities. So here's an example of one on water. You get a little bit of information here, and then the first question is, complete the chart by determining the state of matter of each of these compounds at room temperature. It's just like everything else we do. It's going to be set up so that the students get wrong answer feedback. Whoops. Hoping I don't get this right. It says, label 2 out of 4 targets correctly, and then it'll give you some feedback that helps you understand one of the mistakes you made until you get the whole thing right. Again, like everything else, we have these hints, and in this case, you're talking about a Socratic hint where you have to answer some questions about gas versus liquids and solids above and below. Pretty simple, but the kind of thing that you would ask a student inside of an office hours like experience. And then the later question is which of the following ways of water differs from potential more organic solvents. And then there's some drawing. Draw methane and draw water. Really pretty basic stuff, but having students do this ahead of time before coming to class really probably makes the lecture more efficient, and you can jump into the more difficult stuff right away, especially if there's a few students at the lower end of the spectrum bell curve where they're not as they don't remember as much as they should from their biology or their organic chemistry classes. So we have 26 of these different topics. I'm happy to share a list of them with you, but they're super valuable for really getting everybody up to speed and leveling the playing field for the whole class so that you can get into the real heart and soul of biochemistry. All right, thanks for your time.